Hi guys, welcome to the video, and this video is all about how to get quicker outside our sprint training. And the point of this video is to get you sprinters thinking outside the box of how to improve our sprinting. At the point of this recording, we're inside the self-isolation period caused by the coronavirus. And this is a great opportunity, if you are watching this inside the self-isolation period, is to actually think about using this period as a positive, so we can come back after it's over and we come back sprint training and be quicker and stronger and think about this. So it's forcing us to actually innovate our training. And this is a perfect video on this, on how to innovate your training and think about your training in a different aspect and from a different point of view. So how do we get quicker outside of our sprint training? One thing we can do is relieve muscle compensation. Now, muscle compensation is one thing that's actually making you slower and increasing your chances of injury. So it's basically a good thing to actually make sure we fix this. So what is muscle compensation? How does it affect your body, and what can we do about it? So muscle compensation is basically muscle overuse and muscle underuse. So when muscles start to take over the function of muscles that have lost their function, so they start to overwork, as it were. And when this happens, the body responds in a certain way. Now, how does muscle compensation come about? Well, we live in a world where we've got information overload, and our bodies respond all the time and change over the time to these pressures and what we think about these pressures. And a body goes on to, probably, if the pressures become overwhelming and we don't know how to deal with them, then it turns into stress. Now, basically remember that muscle compensation is in every body, and if it's in every human, then it is in every athlete, and this would be a good idea to relieve. So basically what happens to the body when it's stressed is the psoas muscle, which is the most important hip flexor muscle in the body, runs from the lumbar spine right through your hips to the femur, and it's the strongest hip flexor in the body. And when that is stress and constant stress, chronic stress happens, it's very responsive. Psoas is very responsive to that, and what happens, it starts to contract on itself, which causes the body to contract and basically implode on itself. So this is affecting your posture when it comes forward. And if you know from your physio, if it affects your posture, this is going to affect your hip function. Now, psoas contracting affects your hip function and switches off glutes. And what happens when glutes switch off? Then other muscles have to take over the function of the glutes to keep the body functioning. The body will always find the next best route to function, keep the body moving and working for you. So what happens is the lower back and the hamstrings start to work together to do the work of the glutes. And if you're a sprinter, you'll know the importance of the glutes. So it makes sense to make sure your glutes are firing on all cylinders, wouldn't it? So this is really, really important that you take on board this. So not only does this happen, but if your glutes are not firing properly, the body contracts on itself, so flexibility is going to be compromised. So you're going to be tighter. And if you're going to be tighter, then you're going to have a stride length shorter as well. And only because of that, if you're tighter, you're going to be working harder, increasing this. If you're working harder, then the likelihood is you're not relaxed. So it has an ongoing chain reaction as well. If this compensation patterns get solidified, then it can run up and down the body. It's not limited to just the hamstrings and the lower back. It affects the upper body as well. So your body is a firing pattern that's kind of deficient. It's actually, your body is working at a kind of a suboptimal level, and it's constantly doing this. Now, muscle compensation will be happening even if you're properly sprint training. And think about that. If you're actually sprint training, but you're doing things that are actually compromising your speed, and however much sprint training you do, you're still going to be compromised. So you have to think about, what are the things that I am doing that are preventing me from being at top speed and performing at my best, instead of adding something extra to my training. So this is actually taking another point of view. What can I take away from my training and from what I'm doing that can help my body free up the compensation patterns? So mainly the idea is to actually relieve those compensation patterns. So I'm going to give you two free sources that you can go to actually help you do this. The first one is, I'll put up there in the card up there, I go over in this video, is muscle activations I do in my Be Activated treatment that actually help relieve these muscle compensations. And what's great about this video is I'll go through these and show you how to do these muscle activations that are really simple, and you'll be able to get a before and after feeling. So you'll get on the spot evidence of how these activations change your posture, change you, and change your flexibility and how you move and how you feel. And this is really, really important. So go and watch that video. The other one I'm going to give sources which is free again. I'm going to put it down in the description. Is Doug Heal, the developer of Be Activated, the system I use, is released basically a video series on how the body responds to outside pressures. And this is a perfect opportunity for you to educate yourself and spend time educating yourself on how your body responds and limits itself. It goes through this through a video series, and it's going to explain to you that how your body responds. And this is a great opportunity for you, because you can come back and use what you learned here instantly into your training, when you're back sprint training properly, and you can use it for your racing, and it's so quick and easy. So go and watch the video series. You have to set up a password, log in, but it's free of charge, and all you'll get is a positive of education, how the body changes. So there's the two sources. I hope that video was helpful for you, and I'll speak to you soon.